What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Mariano. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Mage. The map is Tropical Mirage. This is a best of 5 for the postseason of the Voobly Champions League. What a time to be alive. It is getting exciting. This is the relegation stages for Mariano and Mage. I believe both of these players came first in their respective groups. So this should be a very high quality match. And both of these players are going to be really trying to get that spot in the Champions League. So they do have to beat a champion to take their spot. Now, luckily for the challenges, there's a lot of chances, and there's actually 2 free spots because we did have 2 dropouts during the league. Obviously, there's also the chance of next season certain players from Champions League maybe not wanting to participate for whatever reason. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, Mage and Mariano are going to be button heads here. Poseidon versus Ra. I think we've seen Mariano play a myriad of different gods in this tournament, but honestly surprised to not see him try the Oranos here, because he's definitely a very strong Atlantean player. And on this map, this is Tropical Mirage. It's a very interesting, unique map. You can see that the greenery is basically just all around where the town centers are. There is like a couple of other spots where you can have some greenery, and that's where you find the hunt. The hunt is always, oh, look at this. This is a bit of an elephant, bit of a goat right inside the pyramid. Let's just ignore that. Such is life. But you don't find a lot of hunt off of the green space on this map. You do see a little bit as both players going for it. But the big thing about this map is the gold mines can spawn back. You can see this gold mine up here for Mariano, a really nice second gold mine. And on the opposite side for Mage, he really has no strong gold mines at all. In fact, it looks like he's what was that? He's sort of just venturing off into the abyss there. I think he did scout that with the Pharaoh early. So he's moving up to grab those giraffe nice and early. I love that play there from him to eat those nice and early. And we can see the difference here between the 2 players. We did have a granary here, so I'm not sure. Am I missing something? There was a rhino or a hippo or something in the base. Must have been a hippo because it died. We finished quite early. There's a temple coming up now for Mage. It looks like he's going for a relatively fast advance time. Laborer not being told to do what she needs to do. Mind of her own, not realizing how soon the lumber camp would finish, and instead thought her journey to the town center would be a righteous one. But unfortunately for her, she is in the bad books now for Mage's slave-like economy here. We do see the Monument to the Villages is up for Mage as well. No surprises there. I do expect him to go through Ptah here. Though this is a very aggressive map. We don't have many maps like this. Both town centers forward, both gold mines forward. And we also see Mage going for a bit of a delayed advance time with 3 villagers on wood, even though he's probably already got 10 villagers on the food. You can see he does. But with 3 villagers on wood, that does delay the advance time somewhat, because it does mean he wants to get out Shadoof, Husbandry, Pickaxe, and Plow. It's quite a bit of wood to get all those upgrades out. And also grabbing that second town center can get shut down by a very fast classical age from Mariano, but we're seeing him go for the 4-minute or 5-minute and 7 seconds, is it? I can't even, 5-minute and 8-second advance time. There's the Hermes coming through. I've seen a lot of Greek players doing this, and I don't like it for the sheer fact that the value you get out of the Theseus does not make up for the delay in stables or a second town center or even the Hippolyta to come out. Because if you advance faster, you can get the Hippolyta out faster as well. If you want to get it out first, you can always opt to do that. Can do a lot more harass with her if you buy that unit first and the Theseus second or something like that. We do see the Theseus searching around here. If we check out Mariano's perspective, he's missed this, or actually hasn't. He sees the giraffe there. He's moving down, and he has found the villagers on this hunt location. There are still 3 zebra here, or 2.5 zebra, and the Theseus is chilling here. You can see it's already 5 minutes, and he's just spotting this villager, sending her back to Mage's base. No value at all. We do see Dark coming through for Mage as well at a fairly reasonable time. Imagine if Mariano went 4 minutes here, and we do see that Mage is going to go instantly for this town center. We see villagers also moving forward to this town center as well, going to get access to all of these giraffe in this location here. But this town center for Mage goes up so fast with that Pharaoh empowerment. We can see the difference here with those villagers already catching up to the town center of Mariano, and Mage is going to have that one quite fast. We see the armory coming up as well. We see Shadoof coming through for both, almost getting maybe getting a plow, but obviously maybe doesn't even need to. We do see the Centaur coming and going to attack the Pharaoh and take about 100 HP of damage for that one. Not sure if that's quite value there. That's got to hurt a little bit. It does have these gazelle back here, plus the giraffe. Looks like he's just going to be playing it like he knows it, waiting for the Shadoof to finish, throwing the farms down, and then raining. No need to go for that hunt, it seems. We do see the Theseus trying to sneak in here, and we do have a very exposed gold mine here. This Hippolyta and this Centaur can simply just come in here, sit in this location, and hit Alt S and be totally fine. Get that Hippolyta to try and pick off the priest, and you're going to be sitting pretty. We do see the priest has managed to snipe that Centaur there. Town center is also getting some damage done to the Hippolyta, and you cannot have this happen. It looks like she's taking a lot of damage. May even going to be falling. A nice micro from Mage to pull that one back, but does manage to pick off the priest there. But that is not worth it all. 200 wood to favor for a 100 gold priest here. And now the farms are still going up. We'll see how many farms he goes for. He's got about 12 here, and this town center does give him a nice option to get this large gold mine. So we'll see if that comes into play or not. We see an immediate 3rd town center from Mariano. No stables, no archery. There's the 1st stable, but an immediate 3rd town center. This is going to be asking for Mage to simply just all in Mariano. Mariano does have a ceasefire, but 1 minute, generally speaking, is not quite enough to make up for that all in. So this will be an interesting one. We'll see if Mage goes for that all in or simply just tries to get this town center and keep up with the economy. Ra's economy with this rain is absolutely gigantic. The villagers gather so very, very fast on those farms with the plow, with the husbandry, and with that rain. And we do see the armory coming up now for Mage. A little bit delayed here. Must have forgotten about it. You want to put 1 villager on that armory as soon as you advance to the classical age. That way it finishes in 90 seconds or so. And you can click up. If we check out Mage's economy here, you can see he's actually short gold as well. Maybe that Hippolyta actually did quite a bit of work there. And that's going to give Mariano a lot of extra time that he really shouldn't be having. And having 3 town centers, he's going to have to be having somewhere in the vicinity of like 12 villages, 12 to 16 villages just to support the villager production there on food. So you need about 12 villagers on hunt, but a little bit extra just in case. So you keep those villagers pumping out. And then on top of that, he's going to be wanting to build another Hippocon as well from that stable. So that's even more villagers on food. He's going to run out of that quite fast. We do see the town center almost picking off that Theseus there, getting 1 villager snipe as the wall not finished, trying to utilize this pyramid as a natural barricade, but not being fast enough, having to put those villagers over onto wood there. Athor is coming, and we see a 2nd monument coming up now for Mage. A little bit late on that one. That normally goes down a bit earlier so that you can get out a couple of extra Pitsukos or something and go rock raiding, or even make something else, get some upgrades or something out of that, like the I can't remember what we call it, sun-dried mud brick or or Magi, but we do see that the Migdol Stronghold coming up. There's really not enough units. If the Hippolyta was here with the Theseus, this could be a little bit more dangerous. These Toxotes should be hitting the Pharaoh. He really gets that Migdol Stronghold up quite fast, and we do see that the Wadget's in, the Rock coming in with that Pitsukos going to come in and pick off the two Toxotes, and the Migdol Stronghold goes up. That's a good trade there for Mage, picking off a lot of those units of Mariano. Mariano is going to be a long way from the Heroic Age, a long way from the Mythic Age as well. And we do see those villages moving now over onto this gold mine, and we still have a couple of units here. Very low HP Theseus, only 3 HP. The Rock coming in with the Pitsukos. The Theseus does fall, and these units are probably going to get chased down by the cavalry here. Or at least should. You can just take down that Toxote. Actually, well, you kind of want to leave the Toxote so you can chase those Typicon a bit easier. The units do fall, chase around. Nice micro from Mage, but this Pitsukos needs to come over here and help pick those units off. A little bit slow, but we do see these buildings all in a really nice position here from Mariano. He's doing a nice job with the map control that he's managed to get here. Throwing up these walls nicely up here on this location can really restrict Mage's movements, especially in getting this town center. I love these walls over here. It's really hard for Egyptian players to deal with this because their siege is slow, and they don't generally want to be attacking anywhere other than where they want to go. So we'll see if that matters. Now we've got the raids coming in. Locust Swarm is available. We see a nice spread of villages here. Not too many villages anywhere except for maybe that gold mine there. Nice raid here. Do you see the Locust Swarm coming down? But unfortunately for Mage, only going to be picking off one villager with it. That's you got to be cheering if you're a Mariano fan here, because that one is kind of the worst case scenario with the Locust, where you click it like here and it kind of moves over into this location as the villagers were running away. But Heavy Cavalry is now out for Mage, and he's going after these villagers, picking them off very, very fast. We do see the Hippocon coming in, going to be sniping the cavalry in the back of another villager does fall, as these cavalry are getting super mad value. Meanwhile, attacking in the front here, Mages, Pitsukos, and Wadget doing tons of damage because there's still no Hippolyta out. At least I haven't seen her. And that's just too much value out of the free myth units for Mage, and Mage probably can start building more Pitsukos if he wants. We see a Siege Works coming up as well. More raids over onto this location. The Hippocon trying to chase them down. We see a Shifting Sands from Mage trying to force out their ceasefire. This is even more villagers going to be falling. I'm surprised to see that ceasefire not being used to counter that Shifting Sands there. There's only a couple of Hippocon here, and all these villagers will be falling to the Pitsukos, to the Wadget, to those heavy cavalry. It's such an intelligent, immediate heavy cavalry here from Mage, as he knows he's not under the pressure. Really smart, because he's only on the one Migdol, so that would have slowed down his production quite a bit, but it didn't matter. Now the Hippolyta's out, getting chased down by these cavalry. The cavalry, or the Hippolyta, can just jump into the town center, though. Villagers returning to this gold mine. These two myth units doing their thing. We do see that the Hippocon have noticed a little problem with this wall here. You have to go right up into this pyramid. Not quite what you'd think. There's also a gap around the other side as well, but regardless, it doesn't matter. The villagers can turn around and fight. Pharaoh's helping as well. These guys will have skin of the rhino, so they take a long time to fall. But the Hippocon doing a lot of damage here. Meanwhile, we got raids in onto the home gold mine of Mariano. More cavalry coming in, missing this gold mine in the back here. But looks like Mage has held onto this location. The villagers pulling back here, going to snipe one villager that was on that favor if he micros at all, but it looks like he's not going to. The villager may be able to escape here with his life, but not running for the town center fast enough, and does lose that one. Loses a couple more villagers over here. This is way too many villagers for Mariano to be losing here, but he does sit on this town center to control it. He's on 3 town centers, so he should be building villages slightly fast, or he should be building villages faster than Mages. So losing a couple isn't the worst, but he's just losing so many, and he's not paying attention to this at all. More villagers falling. The cavalry falling in this location by the Hippocon, and the villagers over here not going to be able to make a run for it at all, as they are greeted by the gate of Mariano on both of those sides of the walls. We do see a rock going to try and come over and pick these villagers up, but may only get one of them. In fact, not going to get any of them as the Toxotes target it, and it gets pushed back there. So nice play from Mariano. Map control is beautiful here. Now the siege tower is coming in, but the militia will pop out of these buildings as well to help defend this one. Though there's really not that many out of the stables. If you're like a temple or a fortress or something, they can help out quite a bit more. And we'll see Mariano's going to send all these units up here now, and he can start defending this. But with only medium Hippocon, these cavalry trade very, very efficiently. If we check out the population, though, we do see 144 for Mariano, 124 for Mage. So even though all that damage has been done by Mage, Mariano's boom has been ginormous so far. So that's really, really good for him. And then we see more of these units falling. The rock tries to pick up the units, but Toxotes going after them, forcing the units to fall, get put back down there. The rock goes down, and a fourth town center here from Mariano. Maybe a little bit greedy, as Mage should be able to hit Mythic Age first here, if not already advancing. He's not advancing yet. In fact, Mariano's economy is gigantic here. He may be able to catch up to the tech of Mage while also holding on to this town center. Villagers coming in onto this location yet again, going to try and bash their way through this gate, but they're going to be too late. And now Mariano pushing in onto this location. We see some spearmen popping out, but they just really no point in the spearmen here. You got heavy chariots, you got heavy cavalry, until there are prodromus or some reason to not trade those cavalries in. You can see the damage or the difference in stats here. 165 HP to, if I click on them, 183 HP. And then the armor is 5% extra base armor. And the attack is, 2 extra damage for the cavalry, but for the Hippocon, but the cavalry have a 75% bonus versus cavalry. So these units do an exceptional amount more than those Hippocons. So they work really nicely in trading against those, as opposed to the spearmen, which in effect don't trade evenly until they have some more upgrades, because they just have not enough HP. But Mariano able to take down a siege works here. Is he going to be advancing? I can't click on the right thing. We see Aphrodite. We see Lord of Horses for some reason. Lord of Horses is one of those upgrades that you never gets researched, because if I can see it, all it does is gives an extra line of sight, 4 line of sight to the Hippocon, and it costs quite a bit at 150 food, 10 favor, and the line of sight really doesn't help that much. So a bit of a waste of favor there, if you ask me. A couple of more siege works coming up now for Mage, who's trying to get, he's going through to Osiris now, so he will have a little bit of a tech edge. So the correct response here for Mariano is probably just to retreat and cast ceasefire when the push is coming, and try and get to the Mythic Age through, it doesn't matter, through Artemis or through Hephaestus here, because the Earthquake will get a lot of value, the Plenty Vault will get a lot of value, the Forge of Olympus or even Chimera will get a lot of value. But basically just holding on to 4 town centers, getting to the Mythic Age, will probably allow Mariano to live here in this game. But we'll see. The gold mines have expired here for Mage, which is actually quite huge. He started his trade route though, so it's quite good already. The markets are a classic Matrius market here, not right up against the thing. And they're only getting 51 gold because it's not a corner to a far town center or anything like that. It's going to the hometown center, which is not quite as good as it could be. And there's the curse as Mariano sees his opportunity to go here. The Pharaoh's chilling in the back though, as Osiris is coming very, very close. Mariano has to know that this is probably coming. We see some watchtowers popping up now for Mage as he's desperately trying to hold on here. We've even got a fortress up in this location over here. Probably going to be able to start making some Petropolis as we see the walls of doom coming up here, creating the box. Mariano's box here is more of a rectangle than a box, but what can you do? Son of Osiris comes down over here. Nice positioning with that Son of Osiris in the back. We do see the mummy immediately takes down what I thought was an Nemean line, but not going to happen. And the Hippolyta going to be sniping that mummy instantly there. That is an absolutely a crucial takedown for Mariano as a Mage is starting to fall here. He still has this Son of Osiris, does a ton of damage to the unupgraded Hippocon with only 10% hack armor, dealing with a 60 hack damage of a Son of Osiris. Also the Nemean Lion taking a lot of damage as well. Now, villagers onto this location. Catapult out, but a couple of Hippocon already coming over here. What upgrades do we see? We see Quarry, we see Hephaestus here from Mariano. So he's not even under an attack that he has to use his ceasefire yet. He's completely okay with just continually fighting. He needs to start thinking about getting some heavy upgrades, medium upgrades for Toxotes, things like that. Mage, on the other hand, may get some value out of potentially a rock drop catapult raid to slow down this location. But Mariano is playing this so exceptionally well right now. But Son of Osiris over here still very, very healthy. Only have taken 4 damage so far. It's going to be the issue for Mariano, is killing off that Son of Osiris and not letting him get too much value because he's such a tank of a unit. So very strong, but he's not paying attention right now. The Son of Osiris completely out of position. Get those Hippocon, surround this Son of Osiris, do a max amount of damage, but he's not doing it as the Son of Osiris gets away. Takes a lot of damage from that, but could have got a surround there if he was paying attention, because Mage definitely was not there. But does pick off a lot of the other units. Still trading efficiently here. What upgrades we're seeing? Boiling Oil. We're seeing Forge of Olympus for Mariano. Just trying to hold on to this location. We do see the Petropolis coming out. Going to be sneaking him into this location to start sieging away at this town center. Mage is sitting with very little gold in the bank. As we said, he does not have the... I can't even think, the gold mines to do anything here. Still Matrius markets over here, not quite on the corner of the edge of the map. No coinage for Mage. Coinage for Mage. Definitely need to invest in that one as soon as possible. And even sending over some priests wouldn't be a bad idea. We've got some more villagers coming in trying to take down the Petropolis, which does manage to do, because this box here, not quite good enough. In fact, it wouldn't even be a bad idea for Mariano to just get heavy cavalry and just rush this town center right now, as Mage is struggling a little bit, but he's going after the siege works. The Hippocon coming in now. What upgrades are now coming? Copper weapons, copper mail, copper shields. These units are going to start getting very strong, very fast, but you don't want to be trading them before you get those upgrades. It looks like he's kind of getting value here soon. No huge problems with that. Colossus now coming in, going to be taking down these watchtowers. The cavalry is still trading fairly decently at this stage, especially with that Son of Osiris in the back here. And that was a lot of Hippocon there that just met their demise. So nice defense so far from Mage, but the Petropolis still doing so much damage. Fortress going to be picking off these laborers here, but their laborers going to pick off at least 1 Petropolis, if not more. Now the cavalry going to be moving over onto these Petropolis. He's got the wall here. Just use it. You could sneak in here and siege away at this town center. Mariano does cast the ceasefire here, with that fortress still being alive. Hippocon still streaming in. We've got heavy cavalry coming through. Bronze, everything for Mariano. This is going to give Mage a little bit of an opportunity to recover here. We do see that he's cancelled his markets over here, obviously, a little bit earlier, just to get that trade route a little bit better. But there's a lot of low gold, or at least some low gold camel caravans here who have not decided what they want to do just yet. But heavy Hippocon is out. Coinage and carpenters coming through from Mariano. So his economy is going to be gigantic, starting that trade route right in the corner, coming all the way over to this town center, or he's going to the safe town center, I guess. Probably not that big of a difference for this town center and this town center, but no Matrius market for him. Feeling good. Feeling good. Now, ceasefire almost finished. Surprised to see no engineers during this. It's one of those low points where you can upgrade it, and engineers is one of those upgrades which I think is quite undervalued, but it's really, really strong. Mummy over here going to get caught out by the Theseus. Looks like that did pick off a Colossus earlier, and now the Hippocon still all getting picked off, but so many Petropolis right now, able to take this town center down. Nice micro onto the Son of Osiris to prevent the empowering of that town center, and the town center does fall And it's looking like Mage is not going to be able to continue here. As the Polyphemus coming in does decide to tap out in that moment. GG. Well played by Mariano. Though I did like what Mage tried to do with the immediate heavy cavalry, with all of those raids trying to slow him down. But Mage should have tried to secure this town center a little bit earlier, or go for a 2-town center all in with Horus. Could have been a really good option here. All in this town center, force out a ceasefire, and then you can keep pushing through, get those spear upgrades and transition into that. But seeing as he went for the heavy cavalry, probably should have just gone 2-town center Osiris, abuse the Osiris, get some walls up on this location, siege away at this town center here, and force Mariano to use like a little bit less of a value ceasefire, and force him to stay in the heroic age. Basically, allowed Mariano to get way too far in front with that boom. So nice job by Mariano, really adapting to this map and being able to take this first game. If you enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch button. On the Twitch, if you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.